Hello gamers, I know that it's pretty early for the stream, and by that I mean it's 6 minutes. It's no big deal. But how's everyone doing? Happy Friday. I actually know what day it is. Surprisingly. It's been a weird week. I'll say that. Well, let's go get... I almost said Whooper. Okay, I've got Whooper on the brain. Let's go get Turtwig. Let's heckin' do this. I really gotta set things up so that we have the game audio in case the sparkles happen. But the way that I have things set up, that's not really gonna work anyways, because I can only have one game audio at a time. Like out of all the DSs, I have to pick one. So that means it's a 50-50 chance that I get the one with the sparkles, you know? But that's okay. No shinies yet. That's not surprising. Again, it is a 1 in 8,192 chance. I'm not boosting the odds. I'm not using any sort of nonsense. It's full odds, baby, full odds. We love to see it. That does mean, yeah, we're not gonna find shinies every like 5 to 10 minutes, you know? But I like it this way. Which I know may come as a surprise given my content. My videos tend to be... They tend to be higher odds. Or things where it's a target that's difficult to get, but there will be a lot of phases. Like Farigiraf. And the Dunsparce. Yippee! Dude, Turtwig's going nuts with the corner, apparently. Turtwig loves the corner today. I have not seen it go directly into the corner. I've seen a couple moments where it bounces twice. But, yeah, family of 3 Dunsparce. 3-segment mousehold. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. See, my question is, will Turtwig actually, like, bounce 1 time in the corner instead of 2 times? Oh, absolutely. I'm gonna do... So, the way that I'm doing this, I know it doesn't say on my layout, but I'm doing a Dream Team quest. A DTQ, if you will. This is where you're just hunting for... It's... Just play the game with your favorites. You know, that's exactly what it is. Play the game with your favorites, but they're all shiny. And some of these are weird choices. I will say Floatzel was a weird one for me, but I went with it anyways. A lot of these are based on what I liked as a kid. But I wouldn't really call that... I know Matt, aka AbsolBlogs Pokemon, has done like a nostalgia team quest, which I think is really cool, but I don't think it's exactly the same as what I'm doing. Oh, and thank you, Mathix. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, by the way. What do you think of the idea of shiny hunting all fossil Pokemon for a video? That would be tough. That would take a while. And I wouldn't put that as a priority for me, but it's definitely something that I would consider. Oh, also, I should probably move my... Hold on, I'm moving my chat box to my usual spot. I just realized I keep looking up and down between the screens. But I can just look at the same screen the whole time. You know? I can vibe, I can thrive, have a good time, chill. On a totally random note, so one of my friends, Sir Toasty Toes, has apparently been in chat, like even in yesterday's stream, and no one can see him. No one can see his comments. No one can see them. I don't know what's going on with his account, but like if he comments on anything on YouTube, you can't see it. No one can. It's just not there. Yeah, No one saw him. A bunch of my friends were like in the stream. And Sir Toasty Toes was as well, but we didn't know it until afterwards. And like, he's tried to reach out to YouTube support about this, and he's just gotten no answers. And I'm like, what? What is going on? Like, what did you do? What did you do to have this happen? I think he said, and Sir Toasty Toes, if you're here, hi. I know I won't be able to tell if you're in here or not, especially because like I'm pretty sure Discord isn't working right now, unless it's been resolved. Oh, seems it has. Well, anyways, yeah, it's very weird, very funky. Yeah, I definitely have a lot of gripes with YouTube support. There are a lot of times where they'll be like, yeah, hi, human here. And I don't buy it. Because some of the conversations have been so... I don't know. It's weird. I've had to deal with YouTube support before. With all the made for kids shorts. That was stupid. It was dumb. But the thing is, so actually update on that. So I have a few YouTube shorts that are unlisted because I was like, listen, if they're gonna be set to made for kids, I'm not letting, I'm not gonna have YouTube make money off of that. I know I won't be making money off of that either, but they'll be making more money off of it than I will. And so basically, and I mean, either way, I don't really care when it comes to those because YouTube Shorts does not make money. I just made YouTube Shorts for, you know, for the funsies. And then YouTube decided to be silly. So I had 4 videos that were still set to made for kids by YouTube. And they were like, we're looking into it. And I'm like, okay. And roughly like 3 weeks later, they respond. And at this point, I had already thought like, they ghosted me. It's done. And honestly, I would rather it have been left there instead of 3 weeks later, them being like, hi, we've looked into it. They're all gonna be made for kids. And so I, you know, it figures. I'm not surprised at all. And then the other day, I don't remember why, but I decided to take a look at my list of videos that are marked as made for kids. There was one missing. One of them, without any sort of notice, no emails, no DMs, even though they said nothing we can do, they reverted one of them. Which I mean is, I suppose, a good thing, but I'm still gonna keep that unlisted because at this point, like, I don't even care. It was for a series of shorts. I believe there were 6 parts and they marked the first and the last part as made for kids, but not the rest. Though they did actually mark another one and then I appealed it and they approved the appeal, which is a first, but I don't know. YouTube is weird. My videos are not made for kids. They are made for ages 13 and older. Basically, if you're old enough for YouTube, you can watch my videos. If you're not old enough for YouTube, yeah, don't say anything in chat about your age. If you're gonna say anything about your age, you're just gonna be kicked out. It's just how it is. Oh, well, yeah, Atomic Frog, they absolutely are. There's a lot less human YouTube support. who's here in 2025. Whooper Trooper, I don't think that's how it works. Yeah, it's not even for the sake of being family friendly. I don't like swearing. Oh, dude, on a totally funky note. I ratioed the Game Awards. It's so stupid, but I ratioed a tweet from the Game Awards. Like from their actual account. Because they promoted a game that I was like, is this even a game? I want to read some of... Yeah, I quote tweeted one of their tweets. Let me see. Hold on. It's really good. I ratioed the Game Awards. Is pretty great. So they showed a trailer for a cat game. And so I was like, this seems awfully suspicious. Let me go check out the Steam page. So here are some screenshots. I won't show the actual screenshots, but I will just read them out loud. Majesty in fur. Majestic in fur. Every strand is a masterpiece crafted to perfection. So what is this game about? Fur? Okay. Moving on. Imagine and love. A cat fantasy home of wonder, infinite fun, and imagination. Every leap, every bounce, I hate this part. Every nuzzle is a faith of boundless joy. What does that mean? What does that mean? Every courageous leap, no matter the fall, lands in the arms of loved ones. What? This part is also really stupid. A bold new frontier. Oops, a big slap! And that's in all caps, by the way. Some real tough love. I beg your pardon? Beyond runways, style is stitched in the bond among cats and their guardians. Together they craft a world of wonder and community. So, I have questions. What is this about? Can you do you know what the game is now? Do you know what it is? Because I don't. No one does. And so I quote tweeted with those screenshots, just saying, hi, what does any of this mean? Yeah, I'm not gonna jump to any conclusions for legal reasons. I'm just gonna say this is weird. You know what? Okay, we need nickname of the day. What's nickname of the day? Hold on, we need to pick a word from this. Majestic. Let's see. No, I saw the big slap. I'm glad that people started talking about it in the chat before I even said it. Like, or after, while I was saying that, you guys started talking about it. I think you can choose between big slap and majestic or majesty. Majesty in fur. What does any of this mean? So yeah, the trailer, the Game Awards tweet with the trailer in it has 3.4 thousand likes and My quote tweet has 30,000. Because everyone is confused. Everyone is confused and concerned. I don't get it. I don't understand. Yeah, that's the thing. You have options. You have the one that's very lovely and you have the one that's very stupid. Majesty or big slap. Man. Yeah, so it's been a weird time. Anyways, we've already hit 1,200 encounters. Let's go. Oh yeah, another thing that I had to deal with today. So you know how yesterday in stream, for those of you who were there, I was talking about, basically, I was talking about how someone took my content and put an AI coat of paint over it to claim it as their own. And it didn't work because I was so enthusiastic at this one part that my voice was so high-pitched that it couldn't cover it. Now, it didn't happen again. It was different this time. This time is just like... Listen, so TikTok is TikTok. And we all know that TikTok is full of reposts of TV shows, movies, and YouTube videos of big channels. This is a rite of passage. It happened. Somebody reposted my Eevee video. Like, though they kind of stopped like halfway through, which is kind of weird, but they posted like half of one of my videos. And you know what? Here's the thing. If you're gonna steal my videos, which don't do that, you will get in trouble for that. If you're gonna steal them, at least make the audio quality passable because it was rough. Here's the thing. I doubt TikTok will really do anything about it since I'm not a verified creator on there. I am applying for verification now though. But anyways, here's the thing. You can't really report them. And I'm not going to throw a bunch of people out that I don't know what the rules are when it comes to that. You're usually not supposed to incite that. But, I'm not gonna worry about it. I commented on their videos. Well, their videos. And, sorry, my throat just went weird. And I was just like, hey, if you're seeing this comment, this is my video. It was stolen by this account. If you want to watch more videos like this in better quality, you can go check them out on YouTube and support the person who actually created them. You know? Because here's the thing. I'm not here for drama. I'm not here for violence. I'm not here for witch hunting. Guys, we don't do that. Okay? Okay. Just to make that very, very, very clear. Because like last time with the person putting an AI coat of paint over my video, with that, like, I did not name drop. I didn't do anything because here's the thing. I don't want that. I don't want people to go insane. Because I'm really proud of this community and the fact that we are respectful of one another and respectful of other creators. And like sometimes there will be times where some people will defend me when I don't need defending. And it's one of those things where we all just need to calm down. You know? Yeah, exactly. There's no need to witch hunt. There's no need to attack someone for doing something wrong, you know? Because I talked about this before. When the Dunsparce series of shorts got really popular, that style of content grew in popularity. A solid amount of creators started doing the exact same thing. I have no issue with that. I don't need credit for that, even. And the thing is, there were people in the comments of these shorts being like, hey, you stole from Shiny Catherine. And it's like, guys, let's not. Exactly. We are all just trying to get through life. And I see no issue with people wanting to evolve a shiny Dunsparce every day until like they get a 3 segment, you know? Like, yeah, I'm very flattered if people give me credit for that, but here's the thing. It's such a like generic thing. It's a shiny hunt. Anyone can shiny hunt. So chances are that I'm not even the first person who's done that. Like, I thought it was a unique idea, but I've had times where I thought something was a unique idea and then turns out another creator has already done that. It's happened the other way around a lot as well. But yeah. What are all those Dunsparce doing right now? So some of them have been given away and some of them are in Pokemon Home right now. We'll see what we do with the rest of them, but for now, I'm keeping them. I'm being careful. Why don't you do this on Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl? Because the point of this is that it's a Dream Team quest. It's playing one of my favorite games and getting my favorite Pokemon within that game. Plus, 8192 shinies are so special. I know it's gonna take a long time, but still. Piffle is in my party right now, actually. I usually have Piffle in my party on Scarlet. Here's the thing. I can respect Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of those remakes. Because, I mean, first off, I didn't grow up on Diamond and Pearl. I actually only got a copy of Pearl, like, in June of this year. And so, if it was a remake of Platinum, then I would care a lot more. It's just, I don't know. I feel like a lot of the stuff that I loved about Pokemon Platinum doesn't exist in Diamond and Pearl. So it doesn't exist in the remakes, you know? Like, the Wi-Fi Plaza. We've got the Distortion World, you know? So unfortunately, I wouldn't be able to do hide and seek with viewers, especially not on a live stream, because first off, the setup for Synchro Hide and Seek, it requires everyone to have recording software, switches, external capture cards for the Switch dock so they can connect to their PC, a solid microphone. You need to be able to do advanced settings in your recording software so that you have separate audio tracks between like the microphone and Discord audio and everything. And then on top of that, doing one with viewers on a stream, you're just gonna know where I am. Like, that's just a given, you know? I know it's unfortunate, but that's just how it is. Oh, don't apologize. It's a good question. It's very complicated. Honestly, doing synchro hide and seek, setting it up is such an ordeal every time. That's the thing I love. So listen, I know that I did a couple sponsored YouTube shorts for the Scarlet and Violet DLC, but that doesn't change my opinion on the DLC. Quite frankly, I mean, first off, you don't need to pay me anything to promote it. I'll be real with you. But also, that is not a sign. Brands, don't do that. That is rude. But, honestly, I just feel like the stuff that they added in the DLC, especially in the Indigo disc, honestly made Scarlet and Violet for me. Because synchro mode is just so much fun. There's a lot of quality of life improvements. Like, you've got the things so that you can see the gender of a Pokemon and if it has a mark before you even run into it. It's really, really nice. And I really like the story there as well. I kind of wish that we got more answers, because it feels like there are a lot of things that they didn't tie loose ends. And we thought that the epilogue would do that, and it didn't. But, you know. I'll be real with you, Spark. It's probably not going to take that long, because I'm running low on Herba Mystica. Yeah, that's the thing. Honestly, it raised more questions. Yeah, I'm looking at the chat. What's up? Are you gonna stream the Rayquaza event? Yeah, probably. Still figuring out when exactly, but I'd like to. Well, happy early birthday, Doge. Did you start with a cheaper capture card or go straight into a more expensive one? I think I went for the more expensive one. I don't know how expensive they are nowadays. But you know. Yeah, I've got an Elgato HD60S. That came out in like it was before 2020, I think. Yeah, yes. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I had a moment there. I wasn't sure. But yeah, I had that capture card late 2019. So it's pretty old. It was pretty expensive, but I mean, at the time I was still living with family, so I wasn't really paying rent. So I was able to afford it. I was doing a lot back then. I was a full-time student, I was working part-time, and then I was also working on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. It's very funky. And then I ended up getting the capture card that I use for my Switch now. I'm pretty sure it's discontinued, but I think I've heard otherwise. I think I heard that they brought it back. I'm not sure, but it's the... What is it? Well, it's Elgato, I can tell you that. I want to say it's the Camlink Pro. I heard that it was discontinued. But yeah, I ended up getting that one used. It was a refurbished one from somewhere in the States. One of my friends, their friend found it, and I was like, hey, can your friend send that to me and I will pay them? And so that worked out for me. It was a weird time, but it was the only way I was able to get this capture card. It's made for like if you have multiple cameras, then you can input all of them at the same time using one device. And here's the thing, I don't have multiple cameras. Well, okay, I guess technically I do now. I have two. But aside from that, I don't use it for cameras. I can use it for my switches because it's just HDMI input. So I've done that, so if I want to, I can do multi-hunts on Switch games, which I have done before. I've done it with Arceus. It is very handy. It's a lot nicer than buying like 4 of the same capture card because they are pretty expensive, so it's gonna be cheaper as well. But getting 4 capture cards and then you have to do the cable management for all those, and then also I don't have enough USB ports for that. It's a lot. I actually had to get like an extra USB hub for my DS capture cards, since they all use USB. And I don't have a lot of USB ports in my PC. Like, well, okay, I have a lot, but I've used them all. That's the thing with a shiny hunt like this. It takes up a lot of USB ports. Or just my setup in general, you know? See, I was pretty lucky because, I mean, my setup from the start was, well, I suppose it was just my phone at first and my Switch. I would use screen recordings from my Switch. I would send them to Facebook and then download them on my phone. I don't know why, but anyways, I would do that and then add those into videos that I edited on iMovie on my phone. That's how it started out. And then I got a capture card, and also, since I needed one for school, which is crazy, this is gonna sound nuts, but I needed a MacBook for school. That's how it is in post-secondary. There are so many people with MacBooks, it's insane. And thankfully my dad had this old MacBook from like 2011 to 2013. I don't quite recall which model it is, but it was functional. And so I used that as well for school. And then I ended up using it to make videos for a while. And then for streams, I would have my MacBook, my Switch with the capture card. Well, my Switch and then my Elgato capture card because it's external, not internal. And then I would also have a microphone. I believe it was, what was it? Blue Yeti Snowball. It catches everything. I also didn't know how to use like mic filters in recording software, so it was weird. It was a weird time. It took a long time for me to figure things out, and I'm still working on it because one of my biggest gripes with my content right now is the audio, because my mic it's always gonna catch some reverb and sometimes it's gonna catch static. And the problem is that a lot of filters, like noise suppression filters on OBS and stuff, are very much made for men. They're made for lower voices. Like, even my voice, like, I feel like, honestly, I remember in university feeling so out of place just because of my voice, because I felt like I never heard anyone who sounded anything like me. And it's not like I have some really unique voice. I don't think I do. It's just a little higher pitched. And so the problem is that I can't get rid of all of the audio This is gonna look like it's an RNG clone. It's not. I've checked. We're good. These are 2 different save files, 2 different trainer IDs, 2 different secret IDs, 2 different DS systems, 2 different cartridges. Okay. But anyways, sorry, that distracted me a little. So, you know, my voice is just relatively high-pitched. And because of that, the noise suppression tends to take out parts of my voice. Tends to take out like the consonants sometimes. It's difficult to work with. So that's the tough thing, because high-pitched voice is kind of difficult to use. Well, difficult to use. My brain doesn't work today. You know what I mean. It's a little difficult because a lot of filters and improvements, like voice enhancing filters, are not made for my voice. Ghost, I feel like you would need to elaborate, because I feel like... Well, if we're talking about the time when my microphone decided to be insane and sound like it's exploding, yeah, so that was weird, and supposedly it was because of Windows being loaded onto my PC wrong. It was a really tough thing to pinpoint, because I had changed almost every component in my PC when that started happening. So how are you supposed to figure out what exactly it is if it's basically a whole new PC? So that was tough. In fact, I went and took it to a shop and they were like, so we couldn't replicate the problem, but we did see an issue with the keyboard. So we fixed the problem. And I was very skeptical, because what do you mean you fixed the problem if you couldn't replicate it? Seemingly they did. I still had some gripes with that microphone anyways. I think it was pretty good, but I feel like the difference in audio is like night and day sometimes. Though I'm still working on it with this mic, I'm still figuring it out, because it's a different kind of mic. I used to have a HyperX Quadcast, which I want to recommend because I loved it. It's just with that exploding noise, I don't know. It's very dependent on your computer, because this also happened to Absolblog's Pokemon. Same microphone, different PCs. How are your bent tablets doing, by the way, since we're talking tech? Oh, no. So, yeah, so the one that I currently have is also bent. I think we've gone over this before, but I went through 3 iPads in the span of 2 months? Yeah, it was not good. So, I got an iPad back in 2021. I had a student discount, and... Is this the 4th? No. There are only 3. All of them broke. So, I got one back in 2021. And then one day, it was during Splatfest. I was doing a lot of Splatfest, and then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take a break. And instead of taking a break to touch grass, I decided to go watch YouTube on my iPad. Like a heckin' Cocomelon child. Like an iPad baby. I go to start watching a YouTube video, and like the screen is disconnecting from the iPad. Like you can see the glue. And I was like, what? And I turn it over a bit and it's so bent. It was crazy. And I was like, what? I was gone. I didn't touch this iPad at all. It was just sitting on my bed all day. I didn't do anything. What happened? And so I take it into the shop and they're like, yeah, based on the way that it's bent, it looks like the battery was expanding. Yeah, so that's a hazard. And they were like, we can replace it for you. It's just not going to be free, but it's going to be cheaper. And I was like, can we get a different model and just have it cost a little more, but still have that sort of discount? And they were like, no, it has to be the exact same one, exact same color, minus the custom engraving. Great. Lovely. So I get a new one. 2 weeks pass. I'm watching YouTube. Once again, I'm going on my iPad to watch YouTube. The screen goes purple. The iPad turns off. I turn it back on. And the internet isn't working. And I'm like, what? So I go in the little like drop down menu to tap it to turn it on. I leave that. And then I go back through the drop down menu and it's turned off again. And I'm like, what? It just turned off on its own? And so I go to the actual settings app, go to the Wi-Fi settings, and the Wi-Fi, like the switch for it to toggle it on and off is grayed out. What does that mean? And so, yeah, so I bring it in. It's been 2 weeks and I'm like, hi, I'm back. This one is being a problem. And they were like, yeah, so it's probably a faulty motherboard. What do you mean it's a faulty motherboard? But anyways, they were like, well, it hasn't been 90 days. It's only been 2 weeks and we know that because you were just here. So that will be a free replacement. And I was like, can I just pay a little bit more and just get a different model? And they were like, no, we can't do that. Well, okay. Time for iPad number 3. The exact same model, and it's totally gonna be fine this time. Well, it was going great. I took it on a trip, a business trip to New York, and you know, it was all fine and dandy, went through security, and security was very insane with like, you don't want stuff to be overlapping in the bin. So I move it and they're like, and then this person goes and like shakes it vigorously to the point where my Switch comes out of its like holding case, its carrying case. I'm like, whoa. So I'm gonna blame them for this, but anyways, so that one's bent as well. iPad number 3 is bent. And this time, not because of the battery. I also don't know when this happened, actually. I didn't notice until... Oh, you're not gonna believe this. You're not gonna believe this. It gets better. I didn't find out until I was sitting at my desk trying to look up how to fix my iPhone and like download iOS back onto it, because one day I woke up to go on Pokemon Sleep, went to get my points, and my iPhone turned off and it never turned on again. Apple loves me. Anyways, so as I was trying to look this up, I was looking up stuff on 2 different systems. So I was checking stuff out. I was watching like a tutorial on YouTube or something on my PC. And then I was Googling stuff on my iPad. So I was typing things out and it was wobbling. And I was like, but that's weird. I don't think that there's any like... I know that this desk has like multiple parts to it, but I don't think it's over any of those like edges. I pick it up, put it level with my eyes. Yeah, it's bent. And this time I went over and I was like, yeah. So, yeah. And they were like, we're not gonna fix this. Because yeah, of course, at this point, it seems very, very suspicious. Because this is the 3rd time That's insane. Like, they're gonna think I'm trying to do something suspicious here. I don't know what, but still. So, I still have that one. iPad number 3, bent iPad. I still use it. I draw using it. It's a struggle. So, yeah. Apple products. I don't recommend. And you know what? I still have an iPhone. Because I needed to get a new phone. Like the same day. I needed that phone. It had some data on it that isn't on my other devices. And since my phone wouldn't turn on like at all, I couldn't get to it. And so I went to my local Best Buy. I wanted to get an Android phone because, yeah, at this point, absolutely not. Apple is being evil. And so I was like, let's go get an Android. And then I find out, well, I'm not going to be able to transfer my old phone's data onto this one because you need to have that old phone working. It needs to be able to power on in order to transfer that. The only way that you can transfer the data between one phone to another if phone 1 is completely kaput, just gone, is if it's another iPhone. At least I think at the time that was either the case or I didn't know of any other way to do this in the amount of time that I had to sort this out. Yeah, an apple a day keeps the wallet away. Or I wouldn't really say that. It just, the wallet dies. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that it's in the description of the stream, but the reason why I'm going with these Japanese copies is because I have 2 Japanese copies, 1 English one. When it comes to the ones that are available for me to play, I do have 1 more copy of English Platinum, but I don't want to erase that save file. It's got the Poke Radar and stuff. I don't want to get rid of that. But the reason why I'm doing it like this is because the English text is a lot slower. Which is fine because it would be adding to the other 2 games, but because they're so out of sync, it bothers me. So I know that this is slower. It's not going to be as many encounters as quickly, but I'm okay with that. Nah, my dad's a tech person as well. You can't just switch the SIM card and have all the same stuff. If we're talking cellular data, yeah, that's gonna be the same. That's gonna be fine. It's other stuff. Why is... Okay, the other one just did not. Come on, baby, give me the Turtwig. No. This is fine. I love this music. I'm totally not biased because it's like my favorite area in... Though, is this the platinum version or is this the Heart Gold Soul Silver? Hold on. No, I think this is the Pokemon Platinum version. Hi guys, I want to remind you that we don't spam in chat. That's kinda stupid, kinda dumb. Yippee! We're gonna have to start like hiding the word hi. Someone was spamming multiple people because I guess someone wanted to hop on the bandwagon. Real creative here. Well, my favorite shiny legendary is also my favorite shiny and my favorite Pokemon in general. Giratina. Yeah, I think one thing that... So, how do I explain this in like the nicest way possible? So, here's the thing. I really like shiny hunting like this because it kind of weeds out the crazy messages for the most part. Because I feel like because I'm not gonna find a shiny right away, it turns into a just chatting stream, and it's very nice and very chill. I know it's not gonna get as many viewers, it's just how it is, but the thing is, at the end of the day, I like having these very, very chill streams. And that's exactly it. It's very nice for the mods and I. And it's not even like, I really care about the mods. Mods, I care about you guys. I know that I've streamed 3 days in a row, and I'm just like, I kind of feel bad about that. You do not need to moderate all the time. Don't worry about it. Because I know how to moderate as well. But I will say, these full odd shiny hunts are so lovely because it's exactly that. It's just nice and chill. And it kind of weeds out the people who demand attention because they're not gonna wait for a shiny to show up if it's not gonna show up at all for an entire stream. And I really like doing full odds hunts like this. Do you have a dream shiny that you haven't hunted for yet? Well, I bring up Dustox all the time. Right? I bring up Dustox all the time. The one that I've gotten before, it's a 1% chance of Dustox appearing on Route 205. Also same for Eterna Forest, but I got it on Route 205. Very, very, very rare. I don't have it anymore because I erased my save file. I didn't even know it was shiny until after that save file was already gone. Yeah, I've got 4 DSs, like the OG DS model, and they all have capture cards installed. Because I am very much, I don't like custom firmware. It's just not my thing. But yeah, I would say Dustox, the 1 in 800,000 heckin' Dustox, is definitely a dream shiny for me. A dream reclaim. And on top of that, there's also Manaphy. I am debating, so I want to hunt for shiny Manaphy. I'd love to make a video about it. But I just don't know. It really depends on how I shiny hunt for it. Because it's one where it's a very gray area on its legitimacy. Because the Manaphy eggs are legit. The shiny is legit. The method is not conventional. Because in case you don't know, up until recently, the only way to shiny hunt Manaphy was to play through Pokemon Ranger, play through a game that has never gotten the Manaphy egg, get the Manaphy egg. There he is, the prime example. Absolblock's Pokemon actually got shiny Manaphy the way that I'm hoping to hunt for it, but it's very complicated. Yeah, that's really funny. That's incredible timing. But yeah, basically, the OG way was you have to play through, well, you still have to do this either way, but you have to play through Pokemon Ranger to get the Manaphy egg. It's only 1 per cartridge, so that's rough. You get the Manaphy egg. It is shiny locked to that specific trainer ID and secret ID that the game, that Pokemon Ranger sent it to. Whichever game it sent it to, that trainer ID, secret ID, not going to be shiny. But if you trade it over to a different game, it's a 1 in 8,192 chance. So the process normally would consist of trading back and forth between games, creating new save files, deleting save files. It is insane. And yeah, there's RNG manipulation, but I want a shiny hunt. I wouldn't say that RNG manipulation is the same as shiny hunting, with some exceptions that I don't know off the top of my head. But you have to trade back and forth to do this. It's very tedious. I've gotten like... Dude, I have 4 Manaphy eggs. Getting all those was agonizing. And I wish I had recorded it, but I did not. I think I may have recorded the first one. But anyways, it is a whole process. But there is a way now where you can essentially, with the use of glitches, you can basically create code in the game that will activate if you do certain things in certain glitches and have certain Pokemon do a bunch of stuff in a specific order, so that you can talk to an NPC in the Pokemart, like the delivery guy. You talk to him and it changes your trainer ID and secret ID. So then, instead of having to make new save files and trade back and forth, you can just save before talking to him. Then you talk to him, changes the trainer ID and secret ID, hatch the egg, and then reset if it's not shiny. Though I should keep in mind, Manaphy is not going to be shiny on the egg hatch. You have to go into the summary. I would be very surprised if it only took me 2 months to get to get shiny Manaphy. Even with this new way to get it, I think it would take a long time. 2 months for the old school way is crazy. That's impressive. I think I talked about this yesterday, but when it comes to, do you know, insert YouTuber here, it's, I don't know how to interpret the question, because yeah, I know of Candy Eevee. It's one of those things where I'm friends with a few YouTubers. I'm friends with a few content creators who are absolutely amazing, absolutely fantastic, and I've met a few who I'm acquainted with. But do you know Shiny Catherine? No, never heard of her. But yeah, so I used to watch a lot of Candy Eevee videos. Like back when I wasn't making my own shiny hunting videos, I used to watch a lot of Pokemon videos while I would shiny hunt. But now I stream and shiny hunt, so I'm not watching other videos in the meantime, you know? Do you know Normal Catherine? Yes, that is also a channel that exists, and it is mine. I have not uploaded anything there, but I think if I do upload anything there, the first thing is probably going to be a video about my Cooking Mama Cook Star Switch, because it is the only one of its kind. Yeah, it's really cool. I love how things have switched around, so now I'm the person that people watch while they're shiny hunting. I think it's fun. I think it's kind of wild. Well, Whooper Trooper, that's just kind of how full odds hunts go. And I used to do this with one device. And with like, I wasn't recording, it wasn't for content or anything. And I mean, sure, added bonus that this is gonna be turned into a video once I get all these shinies. But it's still for fun. But you know, I used to do this without recording it. I wouldn't have the reactions anywhere. Yeah, the channel I'm pretty sure is actually called Normal Catherine, but the handle is literally at normal Catherine. It's pretty great. But yeah, I used to shiny hunt full odds 8192 in like 2014, 15. And then like as more games came out, I would do a lot of 4096 hunts. I know that when I started Alpha Sapphire, I almost said Omega Ruby. I didn't have that one for a while. But I refused to start the game without a shiny starter. The last time I had gotten a shiny starter on a 3DS game was Soft Resetting Fennekin, but that I did not do it right off the bat. I started a new save file. But this time I didn't want to do that. I wanted my first Pokemon in this game to be a shiny. And so I got Shiny Trico. It only took me like 3 days, which was very impressive, honestly. Thank you, Ghost. But yeah, I used to do a lot of shiny hunting, like, before YouTube. I mean, I suppose it kind of goes without saying. It's such a niche thing. You don't just start a channel and say that you're gonna shiny hunt if you've never shiny hunted before. Whoa, okay, hold on. Technical issues, don't worry about it. Let me figure this out before this PC next to me, like, I don't know what it's gonna do. Hold on. I'm not gonna worry about it too much. I also can't fully power this PC off. It's not mine. Because I tried powering it off, but instead it turned back on. And seems to be updating. But as soon as it's updated, I am powering it off because I don't know what the heck that was. But it's not normal. The fan... So the PC next to me, it doesn't belong to me. Roommates, you know how it be. Okay, I think I can power it off. Hold on. This is so weird. Power this off. Because this PC is old as heck. Not the one that I'm using, but this other PC, right? And so every once in a while, the fan just goes vroom. But then, like, it's supposed to, it does the vroom and then it slows down, like it chills. It's like revving an engine. It stops. This continued. And I'm actually shaking. It's fine, it's fine. I don't know where the outlets are for this PC. It's not mine. Definitely not canceling the stream. We're good. It's powered off. It's fine. It is not a laptop. It's... I don't know. It looks like a PC that you would buy from Best Buy, you know? And I'm not saying PCs from Best Buy are bad. Because my first PC was a pre-built one from Best Buy. Well, I didn't steal the PC. It's not mine. I'm not the only one who lives here. Sorry, that really freaked me out. It was really bad. Whew. It was really loud. It probably didn't catch on the mic, which is pretty nice. It shows that my microphone is working as it should. The filters are good. But, that was... Like, someone needs a new PC, and it's not me. Nothing bad happened. That's exactly it. But that was not good. That was concerning. It's not supposed to do what it did. Because, yeah, every once in a while it'll just go vroom, like out of nowhere next to me, and sometimes I'll be like recording like voiceover and it jump scares me like every time. But that kept going. It didn't slow down. So yeah, the fans just went crazy, and I don't know why, because the PC wasn't like overheating or anything. But that's fine. It's not my PC, not my problem. Except for the fact that it's next to me, and if it explodes, then, well, that's a little bit of a problem. I also rent, so I don't want any damages to the property, you know? Born to be a car engine, forced to be a PC. Real. Yeah, somehow, like, tech has been, like, knock on wood, on my behalf, please, because I don't have any near me, but I have not really had a lot of tech problems recently. I really haven't. And so now it's been passed along to my surroundings. I know I shouldn't have said it, but I had to say it. It's for the bit, except for when that PC explodes. Ticking time bomb over here. Will you go back to shiny hunting in Violet again? Yeah, probably. I'm streaming! What do you mean? I'm streaming, I have my phone muted. Do you want Tim Hortons? No, that's okay. I got some like yesterday. This is such a Canadian conversation. Dude, it's like all my friends who are at Toronto regionals who are like, I'm so Canadian now. I'm at Tim Hortons. I hate to break it to you guys, but Tim Hortons is just not Canadian anymore. They like to keep their Canadian branding, but it's not Canadian. The turtles yearn for the mine. Amazing comment. The starters, so okay, this is one thing that I really do like about Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. In a lot of ways, they were true to the originals. That was what it was advertised as, is that it's true to the originals, right? A lot of ways it isn't. A lot of times I disagree with that. But when it comes to shiny locks, no, they know what they're doing. Because they did not shiny lock basically anything, I think. Because the Starly can be shiny, I ended up getting uncatchable Starly on like day one. So it sucks for me. The starters can be shiny. anything that was able to be shiny in Diamond and Pearl are able to be shiny in these games, pretty much. So that includes Pokemon that were programmed into the game but weren't actually available the way that was originally intended. Like Arceus. Those games are the first games, and I think still the only games where you can get shiny Arceus legitimately. Oh yeah, the Mew and Jirachi. Yes. And technically Manaphy. Because the Manaphy egg, I believe it's still shiny locked to the save file. And you can't trade the Manaphy egg in this game. Anyways, so back to talking about Tim Hortons. So, Tim Hortons was bought out by a company, the same company that owns Burger King, like years ago. So it hasn't been Canadian for a while, but they like to still brand themselves as like the Canadian thing, you know? And it still works. That's still like, when Americans think of Canada, they think of Tim Hortons. Tim Hortons is, you know, I've said this word a lot recently, whimsy, but Tim Hortons is lacking in whimsy nowadays. It's not as whimsical as it used to be. Well, I hope I get a shiny at 1300. Crossing my fingers. I want that. When I think of Canada, I think of Canada. That's so real. I think of healthcare. That too is also real. I know that healthcare is better in Canada than it is in the States. Doesn't mean it's good though. Because, okay, it's still a lot better, so I can't really complain much. But there is the issue of you're not able to get a doctor, right? A lot of times, like if you need a surgery and it's very important, you'll have to be on a wait list for 3 or 4 years. Like on average. So I was very lucky that when I broke my ankle in 2019, it was fractured in just the right spot where if it was any, I believe it was, if it was any higher, I would need to get surgery done on it. But it was in just the right spot where it was fine. And so I just needed to have a cast. No dice. Yeah, I know, it's a weird topic to bring up, but, you know, I'm aware of the world to an extent. I'm very much introverted, I'm very much a recluse in a lot of ways, but, you know. It's just how it is. What are you planning on naming the Turtwig once you get the shiny? So I really liked the name Sprout from the other day. So I might name it that. I think if it's male, it's probably gonna be Sprout. And if it's female, it's definitely gonna be Miku. Because it's got Miku colors. Even though when it evolves, it's not gonna be that. But yeah, healthcare is just silly. The systems are. Healthcare is good. But you know, it's just how it be. But moving on. There was something someone said earlier that I wanted to respond to, and I can't recall what it is. I don't know. anyways, we keep going, baby. Because we are gaming, we're vibing, we're thriving. I know, like, chances are we're not gonna find a shiny in this stream. But the thing is, when you really think about it, I am just as close to getting a shiny as I was when I started this. Maybe not time-wise, but when it comes to the odds, they're never gonna change. They're not gonna take into account. They're not gonna take into account that I've done 1,300 encounters, you know? Otherwise, shinies would be predictable, and that kind of takes away the fun of it. At least in my opinion. I very much care a lot more about the journey than the shiny itself. And yeah, the starters, the rivals Pokemon will not be shiny. Just FYI, that's just not how it goes. Ooh, I gotta get, you know what? After this whole journey, I gotta get like a Sitting Cuties plushie of each of the members of my team, even though they're not gonna be shiny. You know, every once in a while, I kind of feel like I want to reverse engineer a Sitting Cuties plushie so that I can take that and just replace the fabric and make it a different color, you know? But I don't want to do that because that sounds evil, right? I don't want to take apart I don't want to take apart a giraffe ring or something, you know? It's violence. Here's the thing, and listen, not to advertise or anything. I did actually buy this morning as soon as I heard. I woke up, saw my friends were talking about the shiny Rayquaza Sitting Cuties plushie, which does exist, by the way. They made a shiny Sitting Cuties plushie. Let's go. I'm very happy about that. I hope they do more. But anyways, I jumped on it. I went to the Pokemon Center website. I was like, it's probably too late because they were talking about it hours ago and I was asleep. I slept in. And so I go and check and it wasn't sold out. So I'm very hyped about that. Very pleased. But to be fair, Pokemon Center Canada is a lot more chill. I've talked about this before, but yeah, fun fact. I was one of the first people to discover the Pokemon Center Canada website. Because I had this little while where I was very obsessed with getting Pokemon Center merchandise, even though we don't have, or we didn't have an online store. Or a physical store even. In Canada. And so I was looking stuff up, and one time out of just sheer desperation at like 11 p.m. I just Google Pokemon Center Canada. And I don't know if it was the first result. It was definitely one of the results, but one of the results was the Pokemon Center Canada. And I was like, oh, this has gotta be a scam. Right? Like, so, but I click on it anyways because I'm silly. But I go on and it has this pop-up that's like, congrats on finding the Pokemon Center Canada. We're not officially open yet. You're one of the first visitors of this website. And you can order stuff now. We just have limited quantities and limited products. And there may be errors here and there, but check out the website when it's open, you know? But they were still cool with me buying stuff anyways. So I got an Espeon and an Umbreon Sitting Cuties plush. And I believe I also got a t-shirt of Espeon and Umbreon. And that package arrived before... It almost hit the corner again just there. I keep missing when it actually hits the corner. But, that package arrived the day that it officially... That website officially, like, was unveiled and I guess, quote unquote, open to the public, even though it already was. So, you know, but that was really cool. Bad news is, because I was so early to it, I did not get the special promo card for the grand opening. Because I was too early. So I don't have it. But I took pictures of, for some reason I didn't take a screenshot on my MacBook. I just took a picture of the MacBook screen. So I still have those of like the errors and the, hey, you're one of the first people here, yippee. So that's really cool. I'll have to see, I'm not sure. Hold on. I'm wondering if I added it to my favorites in my photos. Let's see. Oh yeah, here's exactly what it says. Welcome to the Pokemon Center Canada. Congratulations on being one of the first to discover this site, our recent expansion of the Pokemon Center. We're excited to welcome you with the best possible experience, but this site is still in its early stages, so you may see a few hiccups. We're working behind the scenes before our grand opening in the coming weeks. In the meantime, have fun browsing our current selection. All of the items you can find on this site can be shipped to addresses in Canada. And there's a bunch of other stuff, you know. That's so cool though! Imagine being so desperate to find a Pokemon Center Canada that you just Google it one night and it exists. And you're one of the first people to find it. That's crazy. And I'm so happy about that. Like, I'm sad that there wasn't like, I would have liked just a little, I don't know, like a little card to be like, yippee, you did it, you know? But I was still very pleased with that. And I'm glad I took a picture of my screen with that because I think that's really cool. Pretty much, I was so desperate that it just existed. And the shipping was pretty fast from what I recall. It only took like a few days. I mean, is it true that you have same day shipping? Like, okay, this is gonna sound like an advertisement for Amazon, which I am not for. I do not like Amazon, but is it true that they have like same day shipping? Because that's crazy. I don't know if they do that in Canada, but at least my area doesn't have it. Like, that's crazy. What do you mean? Like, it's supposed to be, ordering stuff online should not take like a day. Yeah, but it never works. That checks out. I would not. Listen, unless Amazon were to pay me like a heck ton of money, like, you know what? Not even. They just gotta buy me a house. I would not take a sponsorship from Amazon directly. Mm-mm. You know? But yeah, the Pokemon Center is pretty chill with their shipping. Pretty good with it. I also like that the shipping is just a flat rate. At least for Canada it is. Also, I don't think they do this anymore, but the package that I got from the Pokemon Center Canada, the day that it was announced, they had like special tape with Pikachu and Pokeballs printed on it. They don't really do that anymore. But they did it that one time, and I quite enjoy that. But yeah, that was a really cool thing to come across. Just run into the Pokemon Center Canada website before it's even announced. See, I was pretty lucky in that the timing was just impeccable. I had just started working part-time. Yeah, I had a part-time job, and I had just started when the Pokemon Center Canada came out. Now, was that a good idea to be buying so much stuff, like, as soon as I had a job? No. I was lucky because I didn't have to pay rent because I was still living with my family. But, and I definitely took advantage of that. I will tell you that. And I know that I'm quite privileged in being able to do that. But yeah, I'm very, I know it's gonna sound crazy. I think I said this yesterday as well. Aside from the expenses that are technically business expenses, I am quite frugal. But every once in a while there's a Pokemon plushie and I'm like, I kind of feel like I need to buy this right now, you know? I only do that sometimes. Though with all of the holiday stuff coming out, there was a little while where I had basically as soon as one of my packages from the Pokemon Center would ship, I would already be ordering another one because they keep making announcements. But now I'm like, okay, I can chill. Gotta be chill with my expenses. I'm trying to save so I can eventually move. I can have my own office. I can put stuff on the walls. I can have acoustic treatment so we don't have to deal with reverb if I'm really loud, you know? Favorite thing I've bought from the Pokemon Center? I got the Quick Ball from the Wand Company. That's definitely one of them. That's definitely one of the favorites. There's also Shiny Hisuian Zorua plushie. Very good, very magical. And then I got a couple blankets from the 12 days. Oh, it is 12 days. It's so fast. It's a stressful time. As an adult, Christmas begins to get stressful. Yeah, I bought the Quick Ball before I had moved out, and now I'm just like, yeah, I'm not gonna be getting another one anytime soon. But the only exception to that is if they release a Dream Ball, because the Dream Ball is beautiful. It is my favorite Pokeball. While I'd love to have the whole collection, that's expensive. And I just can't justify that. Even if I were to like make content about it to like turn it into a business expense, which no, I don't think I would do it. Okay, I see how it is. Love Bowl is pretty. Listen, I'm not here to mock you. I promise. That sounded really mean off the bat. I'm so sorry. But how dare you? I love the Dream Ball. It's got purple. It's beautiful. It's pink as well. And it's beautiful. And that's final. Did the rival get a shiny yet? Yeah, actually, the rival got it 3 times so far. Right, chat? It's crazy. I don't know how this has happened. Like, I thought that trainers couldn't have shinies except in specific situations. But it turns out it's like a 1 in... It's like a 1 in 2 chance of a shiny Chimchar. Specifically, if you're hunting for Turtwig, then Chimchar could be shiny half of the time. It's just we've gone like really over odds on that. Hold on 1 second. I'm doing research. Sorry, I'm finishing my science homework. Hold on. Hold on, I got this. Don't worry about it, guys. Hold on. I got this. It's gonna take some time. No, I don't want to see a pop-up ad right now. This is a good time for me to, like, put an ad. That would be kind of funny to manually put an ad in the stream. Hold on. Hold on, I got this. Don't worry about it. No way! He got it again! I can't believe this. How could he? Barry is stealing all the shinies from me. How could he? This is evil. Guys, I think we gotta kill him. Get him. Get the Chimchar. Go, go, go. What did I walk in on? Hold on, I can do this. It keeps using Leer. What am I gonna do? Oh no! It's moving, it's gonna get away. Look at it go. Oh my goodness. There's another Chimchar behind it. That's crazy. Clearly this Turtwig is weak. I can't believe this. Anyways. Pokemon... Chimchar. Anyways, next one. Update Bulbapedia right now. I can't believe this. I can't believe this has happened. Wait, how many people actually got fooled by that? Was it too accurate? Did you not see the tiny little Chimchar sprite in the corner that I resized and then I changed the scale filtering? Wait, I should move it so that it's not covering the screen. Hold on. All better. Now the logo is not obscured. Thank goodness. Look at it go. It's gonna do the thing. Check it out. Whoa, we're fighting the Chimchar. And its child. Bah, 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 bah. Anyways. Yeah, so your rival will never have a shiny. It's shiny locked. This Chimchar is just here. It's just here. Hold on. We have to do. I know this is terrible because there is a chance that a shiny could show up right now. But let's see if we can get Shiny Turtwig on the round where a quarter of each of the screens, or maybe a third of each of the screens, is covered by a Chimchar. That would suck for the footage because I don't have like OBS running twice. I've only got the one. But I'll have to look at my actual DS screens. Okay. Okay, nothing's there. And you know what that means? Chimchar can leave. Bye, Chimchar. Chimchar's gone now. No, he's not dead. He's just chilling. He's on the lower monitor now. I've got two monitors, and I've got this tiny one that's underneath my main one. It's like a 3DS without the 3D, and they're also not touchscreen, but a touchscreen monitor would be pretty cool. It wouldn't make sense for the way that my stuff is set up right now, but you know. Anyways, if you want me to get a touchscreen monitor, Shiny Catherine plushie, I'm not actually gonna do that. I'm not gonna get a touchscreen monitor. Chances are I will be putting the funds from the Shiny Catherine plushie towards getting a laptop so that I can edit anywhere, and then I can have videos done more often, and I can work wherever I want, including in a corner in bed while I'm asleep. I will edit in my sleep. Have you decided on what laptop you're getting? Not yet, because dude, I didn't realize how expensive they are. And I know this is gonna sound crazy, but from what I've looked into and from, like, I've been doing a lot of research, and I hate to say this, but when it comes to cost effectiveness and also getting something that will actually make sense for how much work my editing is and like how much detail there is in it and how complex it is, it kind of makes sense to get a MacBook. I hate to say it, I really do. And I'm in shambles. Did you guys heckin'... Okay, hold on. I don't know if you heard it, but my stomach growled like crazy. Hold on. You know what? I think I gotta get like... I gotta get a snack. So give me 1 sec. I will be back. Okay, I'm back. We gaming. I guess I'm moving over here. I had a singular cookie. One singular... I'm assuming they have this in the States as well. And I know a lot of my audience is from the States. You guys know the brand Dad's Cookies? I had one of those. They've got these just really crunchy cookies, and usually I'm not a fan of that, but you know, it's what I've got. You don't have it? Huh? It's a Canadian thing? Anyways. Yeah, so we have this brand called Dad's. And their cookies. That's crazy. Oh, you know what another crazy discovery for me was? Finding out that you guys know, like, the States has A&W, but they don't have A&W the way that Canada does. Because, guys, A&W is not just the root beer. It's a fast food chain. It's the same company. And they do have root beer as well. But yeah, they have... It's a fast food chain. I think there might be some in the States, but there aren't a lot, if there are any. Oh, nice. So there are some in the States. Last time I checked, there weren't any. Because yeah, I know a lot of people who, like, I'll mention A&W and I'm like, they're surprised that it's actually a fast food chain. It's more than just root beer. They've got burgers, they've got fries, they've got chicken strips. That's my kind of stuff. I'm so picky. Chicken strips. Heck yes. Beach cave! Yeah! I love Beach Cave. It's where the journey all begins. Even though technically it's at that beach. But anyways. This is so out of context for people who don't know what Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Sky is like. But yeah, Beach Cave! Yeah, because here's the thing. I don't like root beer. A&W. I'm pretty good with A&W, but root beer. No. Not for me. One time, I went to a parade when I was little. And they had a parade float. I have to specify because I know that root beer floats are a thing. But anyways, I guess we had a root beer float. Because there was an A&W float. And they were tossing out lollipops. And I was so hyped because I was like, oh, this is gonna be delicious. It's candy. It's gonna be nice and sweet. And I taste it and it's root beer. I probably cried. Here's the thing. Like, it's not something where it's really a choice. I just don't like root beer. And to be fair, I just don't really drink soda. I used to, but even so, never root beer. I had a root beer lollipop and that's all I needed to know that root beer is not my thing. And I don't like the smell anyways. Root beer without the root. No, I don't drink. I am just... And, like, okay, it kind of sucks for me in a way because I like my content. My content is not made for kids. I mean, it's made for people who are old enough to be on YouTube, which are not... That's not the YouTube Kids audience. There's a separate app for that. And the thing is, me as a person, I am just like inherently family friendly. Which is kind of a problem at times. Because then my stuff gets marked as made for kids and I'm like, dude, kids aren't gonna want to watch this. And yeah, YouTube Kids has its own problems. There's a lot of stuff that ends up on YouTube Kids that is not for kids. But the thing is, there are many cases of people having their videos incorrectly set to made for kids by YouTube. Mine are an example, but they're not the prime example. Because mine isn't gonna be necessarily dangerous for kids to watch, right? But there are other videos that are like that talk about things that are a lot more like PG-13 or higher, you know? Not to mention the content farms. Not to mention the content farms. I don't know. And with that, you are banned from my chat. Because 1, you're too young to be on YouTube, and 2, do not drop your age online. That is incredibly, incredibly dangerous. Don't worry about it, Ghost. I'm pretty good with this. I read chat. I was just quick with it. Not gonna lie. I speed ran that because yeah, don't do that. Listen, like, you're learning, you're growing, so you're gonna make mistakes, but let this be a lesson that you need to be very careful on the internet. The internet can be a very dangerous place. And if you're too young to be watching this, then you're too young to be watching this. Wait until you're old enough to actually be on YouTube. See, I figured my logic with, and this isn't the reason why I decided to stream this. The reason why I decided to stream this is because it's a long shiny hunt and I want to stream and, you know, talk to people. But the thing is, there is the added bonus of, because it's full odds, I feel like the younger demographic is not very interested in it. Because it's a lot more niche, you know? It's a lot more niche than modern shiny hunting. And I know, like, maybe that's not so beneficial for me, like, financially, but, you know, I don't really care, you know? Exactly, that's the thing. No one shiny hunts just, like, without doing something else in the meantime, you know? Especially old school shiny hunting. With Scarlet and Violet, it's a lot more, you have to be, like, you have to have your eyes glued to the screen, right? And you still have to pay attention on here, but that's the thing. Old school shiny hunting, you're gonna end up doing stuff in the meantime. Like, I used to watch a lot of, you know, a lot of videos of like shiny hunting compilations and stuff growing up. And so I would do that while I was shiny hunting. And it's just a very chill thing. It's very nice. Do you still talk to Blue Vector? Dude, I was like talking to him yesterday, even on stream. I don't know if he's in the stream right now. He might be, like, who knows? Discord was down for a bit, so I don't know, like, maybe he's streaming, maybe he's just chilling, having a day off, you know? But yeah, I don't really, I know that I could gain a larger following if it's more appealing to a broader audience. Yeah, sure. But I would much prefer to do something that feels fulfilling to me. And to me, like, my content is, you know, it's made by a shiny hunter for shiny hunters. And yes, chances are I'll probably like veer outside of shiny hunting and do more just general Pokemon videos at some point. But the thing is, I'm just kind of doing what I want to an extent, of course. Like, listen, if I was doing absolutely everything that I wanted to, I would be hunting for Dustox right now, and you wouldn't be hearing from me for like 3 years. But, well, I say that, but I mean, the reason why I'm streaming is because I like talking with chat. You guys are pretty chill for the most part. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff where I really don't know what it is that I enjoy, but there's something about it that I enjoy anyways. Yeah, I'll just come back with the Dustox. Maybe when you get that Amazon sponsorship. Yeah, no. Shout out to chat, gotta be one of my favorite genders. Would you ever stream the Dustox hunt? Absolutely. Basically, the way that I want to do things, it's the same way that I'm going with Turtwig. Like, sometimes I'll be shiny hunting on my own, sometimes I'll be streaming it, and sometimes I'll be shiny hunting with friends, you know? Of course, it's not like necessarily multiplayer shiny hunting, it's just talking to people in VC. Is stream almost done? What, do you want it to be over? I'm just messing with you. I'm not sure. I'm feeling pretty solid about it right now. I say we go for 2.5 hours. I think it's reasonable. Do the same thing as last time. Stream won't end until success. That'll take a while. Unless we find it right now. But the thing is, we are just as close to getting Shiny Turtwig right now as we were 2 days ago. Or I guess 3 days ago. I wasn't streaming 2 days ago, I think. I don't know, it's been a weird time. Here's the thing, I don't know enough about like the history of Canada's flag to have a lot of thoughts on it. I just think it's a pretty flag. But I just know that, yeah, I did stream yesterday. But I also streamed 3 days ago. Yeah, I think it's a very nice flag. I think it's very pretty. I don't know the meaning of it. Will you stream tomorrow? So I'm not going to be streaming tomorrow. I know, it's shocking. But, yeah. I gotta make sure that I get some editing done. I've also got, you know, it's getting closer to the holidays. I'm gonna meet up with family. Yippee! Are going over odds, do you think? I think I'm pretty overdue on an over odds hunt. Even though I suppose technically the Whooper hunt was over odds. It's just I took like a however many months break from it. Because I was hunting for it during Safari Week back in June? And I got to 8,400 encounters before being like, I can't. I don't have the vibes. Because the thing is, I really like doing shiny hunting events, especially because I get to hang out with friends. But all my friends were out adventuring, having their own IRL Safari Week. And I wasn't able to go, so it was kind of like I just didn't have the energy to do it. My brain was not having a good time, so I just figured I would give it up and then just shiny hunt for it later, and then I hunted for it and it took like 1,400 encounters. And I caught Whooper, and I'm very pleased. Yeah, my brain's just a little stupid sometimes. Because here's the thing, like, I have anxiety, I have depression, and, you know, I feel like I'm kind of currently and about to portray it as chill, but it's just kind of one of my ways of being cool with it. Just being like, that's life. Like, obviously, it's not fun. And I mean, that's the thing with shiny hunting, it's nice getting that little... When you find a shiny, it's a nice, happy chemical boost, you know? I just try to give my life as much whimsy as possible to just be happier, you know? wouldn't call it dark. Yeah. It's just life. Sometimes you're not so lucky and your brain isn't the happiest, but I just do things that make me happy. And I'm lucky that I'm able to do it. Like, I'm lucky that I get to do what I'm doing right now, you know? I think it's really cool. It makes me very happy. And I mean, lately it's been a pretty good time. Like, I have my ups and downs. Sometimes I'll have times where my brain's just like, I need to be in a corner for like a week straight. But, you know, other times, like this week has been really nice. Like, I've streamed Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. That's crazy. Usually I don't stream a lot. Like, the last time that I streamed was like over a month ago, I think. I mean, I don't really keep track of it that much. When my job is something where I do it from home, when it's something like this, where the deadlines that I have are all based in like videos coming out every other week, it's something where you kind of lose track of time a little bit because you don't have as many time constraints. Especially when, like, I make my own work schedule. It's not like, oh yeah, I have a shift at this time on this day, you know? Yeah. I know it's a weird thing to talk about, but I think it's important to talk about mental health from time to time because, you know, I feel like in a lot of ways, it feels nicer to know that other people are dealing with it. And so, like, seeing other creators who have been open about that, definitely helped me. So, you know, it's nice to pass that along. Because we all deal with nonsense, you know? It's just how it is. We should have a therapy with... No. If anything, I need to get a therapist. Let's be real. Absolutely. So my thing lately, my goal for 2025 is to be more organized, but not overdo things. I feel like I had a lot of times where I would upload YouTube shorts every single day. Every day. Without fail. And yes, sure, did it grow my following? Yeah. Was it good for me? No, not in the slightest. It was unsustainable because what happens is you upload every day for a while and then you just crash out and then you've got nothing for days, for weeks. And that's happened to me far too many times. And it's like, when will I learn, quite frankly? Like, you know? But I'm starting to figure it out. And I gotta pat myself on the back for that, you know? Because the fact that I've kept a consistent upload schedule for quite a few videos now. It's been 2 weeks apart for like the last 3, maybe 4. And that's quite a few weeks of being consistent, and you know, I'm quite hyped about that. But yeah, you just gotta know your limits. I mean, it's the same reason why, I mean, originally I was already planning on not streaming tomorrow, right? Before I had any sort of errands that I had to run. I was already planning on not streaming on Saturday, even though I know weekends are probably more beneficial, more viewers, I suppose. Because it's the weekend, you know? But even so, even though I'm feeling great, I've streamed 3 times this week, And usually I stream like 0 times a week. My average is a decimal. It's not even 1. It's below 1. So it's one of those things where I'm just like, yeah, I know I'm feeling good right now, but if I keep this going, then I'm gonna end up crashing. I love how we got 2 messages back to back of The Weeknd, the guy from Fortnite, The Weeknd, like the band. Would you ever play a horror game on stream? I don't know. I don't know if I would. Here's the thing. I usually just only play Pokemon games on here. There have been exceptions in the past, but there's a reason why we haven't really seen that for a while. One time, I streamed one of my favorite games, Deltarune. And afterwards, I got a copyright claim. And I was like, wait, what? I don't think I had a playlist going. I thought I had the game's music going. I figure out what piece of music it is that I'm being copyright claimed for. It's the in-game soundtrack. I got copyright claimed on a stream where I was playing Deltarune. I got copyright claimed for the music that was playing within the game. Yeah, so it really makes me sad, but I haven't streamed it since. It was specifically, I forget the exact name. I haven't played Deltarune in quite a long time, but I think it's like the Cyber City music. That got me copyright claimed. And yeah, I've heard not so great stuff about that. The company that owns the rights to it and throws all those copyright claims at creators. It's just a known thing within like the Undertale, Deltarune, YouTuber, content creator community. I'm not part of that, but I've seen it. I do watch content from some Undertale content creators from time to time. Well, that's not necessarily true. It's not copyright free. I'm pretty sure people have been copyright claimed for music from Undertale as well. Yeah, it was Shay. I think it's funny because I watched, so I had seen all the drama unfold on Twitter. the go to bed. Absolutely crazy thing to say on a professional account, you know? I can't fully explain this for people who don't have context, so I apologize, but yeah, absolutely wild. And that was quite a while after I had gotten my copyright claim on that stream, but yeah. Yeah, it's late, go to bed. It's just a wild thing. I can't, you know? How are you alive after being on Twitter? I don't even know, man. I deleted Twitter off my phone a while back, and then I downloaded it again. But I have a justification for this. I have a reason, okay? So it was my only way of communicating with the person who was setting up my DS quad setup. So they were going to be mailing it out to me. And that was my one way of communicating with them, was through DMs on Twitter. But now I can delete the app. Now that I've ratioed the Game Awards, I can do it. But it's really funny to me. It's still really funny to me that I ratioed the Game Awards on Twitter. Quite proud of that. I do have Blue Sky, yeah. My handle on Blue Sky is immaculate. I think it's great. My Blue Sky is just shinycatherine.com. Like, okay, if you type in the URL shinycatherine.com, it's either not gonna load anything or it's gonna load my YouTube channel. But if you look it up in Blue Sky itself, that's my handle. And I'm planning on using that a lot more. Oh, well, there was a game that was advertised at the Game Awards that is very questionable and doesn't look like it was made by human beings, if you catch my drift. You know? But, yeah, so I quote tweeted with some of the weird things in the description of the game on the Steam page. I was like, what does any of this mean? Like, what do you mean every nuzzle is a faith of boundless joy? That's not a phrase. That's not a proper sentence. What does that mean? And so I quote tweeted the trailer that was posted by the Game Awards official Twitter account, just saying, hi, what does any of this mean? It said it's for Apple Watch. Yeah, though specifically it said Apple iWatch, which maybe it's called that in some places? I don't know. The trailer looked sketchy, and that's why I went to the Steam page to see how much more sketchy it can be. Yeah. Yeah, they put Apple iWatch, which is interesting to say the least. I just don't know how, like, I don't know what it's supposed to be. No one knows what it's supposed to be. Man, I thought that Turtwig was about to hit the corner, but no, it was so close though. Oh, these are so out of sync. Okay, it's fine. We can get it back in sync. I think it's a VR game. I don't know how you got that. Is it because of the character with the glasses? Like the goggles? Is that why? I mean, it hit the corner multiple times and I miss it every time. Like then, yeah, I miss that too. Every time, I swear, because I'm looking at the chat on one side of my screen and on the opposite side is the Turtwig. Every heckin' time. But the thing is, I gotta focus on, like, my priorities here are the game, then chat, then maybe that Turtwig bouncing off the walls. But yeah, every once in a while I have a hit tweet and I'm like, yippee, and then that's it. That's all there is to it. And I still gotta post on Twitter. I gotta keep it there, but I'm probably just not gonna peruse Twitter anymore. It's not chill, it's not fun. Maybe the real corner Turtwig were the friends we made along the way. Couldn't have said it better myself. Yeah, I've already got Blue Sky. If you look up the handle shinycatherine.com, that's my account. I gotta have like a link to it at some point. No big deal though. Well, thank you, Ghost. Very much appreciated. These mystery dungeon hits are drowning me in nostalgia. I can't word right now. I said nostalgia. Oh yeah, also, this morning, just to get, I guess, warmed up in a way, I did some shiny hunting using the Poke Radar. Wanted to see if I can get more shiny Eevee. And lo and behold, very first chain that I did, shiny patch on a chain of 7? That's insane. It's not a new record for me. I don't think anything will beat the record that I had before. I got a shiny Skitty on a chain of 3. That's insane. But yeah, I got a shiny patch for Eevee on a chain of 7. It was on the edge though, which means high likelihood of the chain breaking. So I was prepared for that. I was just like, you know what? I got what I came here for. I got my shiny Eevee. The chain continued. It's still going, actually. I've got a 3DS in my room right now that's in sleep mode. And hopefully when I open it up, it's not going to be on the home screen of my 3DS, because I swear, like, maybe I'm going crazy, but I've had a few times where I could have sworn I was in the middle of playing a game and I had my 3DS in sleep mode, and then I open it up and it's on the home screen. So the way that it works is if you get a patch of grass, if you get a shaking patch and it's on the edge of like a bunch of grass, there's a chance that the game will try to make a shaking patch spawn outside of any of the grass tiles. So like if we're looking at the patches of grass that we're seeing here on the right side of the screen, let's say I go into a shaking patch that's right on the edge, like the one that's in line with Berry. And the game decides, so we're gonna have a shaking patch to the left. But then there's no grass. So then, even if it's the right Pokemon, the chain will break. Now, it's not guaranteed. There are still some other grass patches around you that could potentially shake, but it is very risky. Yeah, I highly recommend looking at Sir Toasty Toe's video on a bit. I can't word, what the heck? On it. It's really good. I mean, there are some things in there that I didn't even know about and I was kind of surprised by. Like how you can actually see, like on the very first patch that you step into, you can see what Pokemon it's gonna be before you've actually done the encounter and seen it in battle. Which makes the resets a lot faster, especially if you're trying to start a chain for something with a 5% encounter rate like Eevee. Oh yeah, I hear the Poke Radar music in my sleep. Shiny female rival Chimchar. Oh, all of the stuff that doesn't exist. I love this. I know it's a bit. It's a good bit. Have you ever walked into a grass patch and randomly got a shiny? So, random shiny encounter, yeah. On Platinum, my very first, I found a random shiny on Platinum and Heart Gold. I found shiny Dustox, incredibly rare, and I'm trying to reclaim it. And, shiny Caterpie in the bug catching contest. I did not win the bug catching contest. Though, fun fact, you can go into a grass patch, with the Poke Radar. One that isn't a shiny patch, and there can be a shiny in it. If that does happen, if you find a shiny on a patch that was not a shiny patch, then it's full odds. 1 in 8,192. Really, really cool. Another cool thing that can happen is you can have more than one shiny patch at the same time. It's not common, to say the least, but it has happened to me twice. The first time was a disaster because you know what I did? I was like, it was 3 a.m., right? And I wasn't recording, obviously, because it was 3 a.m. I was like, oh my gosh. And then I put my 3DS into sleep mode. Get my phone so I can record and be like, there are 2 shiny patches. And then I had a moment where I was like, I don't remember where they were. I went into the wrong patch. You can only have 4 shaking patches at once, like maximum. And somehow I managed to pick the wrong one, and the chain continued. But at what cost? It was devastating. I was in shambles. Because what do you mean? There were 2 shiny patches and I went into a regular patch. But then like a few days later, I was streaming, doing Pokeradar chains for Dunsparce again. And I got 2 shiny patches at the same time on stream. So that was crazy. The sad thing is that it does mean there are 2 shinies and you only get to have 1 of them. That is if you're not stupid like me. In which case, there are 2 shinies and you don't get either of them. Yeah, it always comes back to Dunsparce. It's just how it be. I mean, I went for Dunsparce when we were trying to beat a world record for most shinies found in 24 hours. I was hunting for Dunsparce because it's such a fast hunt. Because it's a noticeable shiny. It's a Pokemon that when you get close to it, it burrows into the ground and despawns if it's not a shiny. So then that leaves more room for more to spawn in, so it's a lot faster, it's a lot more efficient. And, you know, I can use Encounter Power 3, normal type, and only Dunsparce will spawn. It'll be very nice, very easy, and it's in a nice spot in Area 0. And I got like 20... Did I get 20 of them? I don't know how many I got. I'll be real with you. I got a lot of Dunsparce. None of them were 3-segment. I thought for sure, since it took 299 for me to get a 3-segment, I thought for sure that during this 24-hour challenge, I would get a 3-segment. No. 2 other people did, though. I don't recall the one person, but I do know the other person. I know the other person rather well. Blue Vector, what the heck? How could you? I would say you stole my luck, but did I really have any if it took 299 Dunsparce to get a 3-segment? And that's not even including the Dunsparce that I failed. And also the one that I got in... Why did my throat go like that? Hold on. I'm having a time. But, yeah, I didn't take into account that I had failed a Dunsparce. I didn't count that one towards it. And on top of that, I didn't, Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Do you ever, you know when you lose your train of thought, so you just stare at the ceiling? But then nothing happens. Anyways, so not only was there the one that I failed, but there was also the one that I got in the Shiny Badge quest on Violet. I didn't count that one. But if I did count it, then we would be at exactly 300. Triple odds. Which is crazy. Which hunt was harder, the Dunsparce, Sylveon, or Girafarig? Farigiraf for sure. 100%. That one was a lot more time consuming. It was a good question. Were you spamming? Because it's gone now. Anyways, yeah, so the thing is, Farigiraf is a lot slower of a shiny hunt than the other 2. Because Sylveon spawns near a town, so the despawn point is, you know, really close, really nice. And then Dunsparce, we already established. It despawns on its own. So very nice. Farigiraf doesn't have either of those things. Farigiraf does not just despawn on its own, and there is no despawn point to make it faster. And listen, yeah, technically that did work out for them because I did answer the question. But guys, don't repeat your questions over and over again. If I don't answer them, maybe there's a reason, maybe there isn't, maybe I missed it, but either way, spamming is just not the way to go. We like to be nice and respectful here because I can't answer everyone's questions, you know? Favorite shiny hunt? That's really tough, honestly. I mean, I loved the Farigiraf one because it was an absolute journey. The Dunsparce one, I owe a lot to that, but I can't say it was that much fun. You know? Because, I mean, it was a lot of phases. This is a tough one, it really is. Why is this so behind? Why is this so behind? Oh, I hate this. And they're not gonna get back because of this. Oh, it's Jover, hold on. Wait, no, we're fine. We're good. Check it out. Look at that. Perfect. Let's second goal, baby. Oh, did I not? I think it should be in the pinned comment. The pinned comment does have a link to the plushie, but I think mods, if you want to put that in the chat, you should be able to. We're currently at 380 of them, so we are 20 away from 400, which is nuts. We have 5 days left. Well, more than 5 days. Less than 6 days. Closer to 6 than 5, but anyways. So we're aiming for 400. I'm crossing my fingers here. And if we do hit that milestone, then kind of reluctantly, but I'm going to do it. I'm gonna do a shiny Nuzlocke. What I found out upon announcing this incentive of sorts, what I found out about this is that apparently the way that I'm planning on doing it is not very normal. Because people were in the comments like, are you going to be using the cute charm glitch or are you going to be using speed ups? And I'm like, neither, what? So I live under a rock. And this is not to bash people or anything. I just didn't quite understand because I feel like the whole thing about a shiny Nuzlocke is that it takes forever to find those shinies, so it's gonna be painful when you lose them. But apparently, I don't know if there are any well-known shiny Nuzlocks that aren't done without glitches or exploits. And it's not to undermine those, it's that I want to do one full odds, baby, or at the very least vanilla, you know? So like it could be using methods like depending on the game. I could use catch combos, I could use SOS encounters, you know? But we'll see. I haven't figured out what game yet. Yeah, of course. Here's the thing. If it's something that you can normally do with the game, and if it's what's intended, then that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm not gonna use cute charm glitch. I'm not gonna do anything like that. Because the point of it is supposed to be I'm shiny hunting, you know? That's the thing. And that's fair. I know that Skyfish Jack is working on one. I'm definitely not the first, of course. And so I'm absolutely, like, full credit to Skyfish if you're here. If you're not, then still full credit to you. Because he's working on a shiny Nuzlocke, doing pretty great. It's got quite a few shinies on that team so far. I've been lurking. I've been there. I joined one stream and I was like, what is going on? Because there was like Markiplier screaming. There was the it's not Cocomelon, but the dancing fruit. You know what I'm talking about? They had the dancing fruit overlaid. It is funky. It is truly an experience. Oh, don't worry about it. If you can't get the plushie, then just simple as that. You can't get the plushie, you just don't get the plushie. That's just how it is. I'm never gonna be angry at people for not buying something, you know? I think that's silly. Yes, I was trying to figure out the word. It's the sensory videos of the dancing fruit. Yeah. Yeah, we... Like, I'll set up a command so that we can have a frequently asked questions thing. But I think people are still gonna ask anyways. Because it's like, I've got a lot of the answers to a lot of questions just in the description. Actually, I suppose I only have one. Let's not worry about that, but yeah. Oh, the FAQ would not just have one question. We've had... Aren't the starters shiny locked? We've had, can the rivals Pokemon be shiny? We've had, why are the games Japanese? We have, are you using an emulator? The answer to that is no. I don't use emulators. Not my thing. Why are you doing this? For fun. You know? Make sure to put I'm not face revealing at the top. But like, it's so stupid because it's not even that. I face revealed like a dozen times. The most recent one is from August. It was not that long ago. And I know it wasn't directly on YouTube, but that's the thing. I was like, I'm not just gonna give it to people because if they can't put in the effort to check, like, to check my socials, and also I've posted my face on here before as well. Like, if you can't be bothered to do that, then there's really no point because people will ask the question regardless. Like that. Oh, did it hit the corner and I didn't look? I think I saw that in the corner of my eye, so I'm gonna count it. Why? Okay, it's delayed again. Hold on. Yippee! Whoa, what do they say? Wait, Ghost, can you even say it here? Actually, we'll talk about it afterwards. I'm curious. Sometimes I like the tea. Listen, I don't like drama. But when someone says something crazy in my chat and I miss it, I'm kind of like, well, what did they say? I don't do that as much nowadays. I used to check my, I used to check my, like, under review comments on YouTube. If you aren't, like, if you don't have really, really, like, thick skin when it comes to hate comments, don't do this. Don't do it. But I, like, sometimes people will say the most absurd things. Like, absolutely insane. And, you know, it's something where you just gotta laugh at the absurdity of it. But of course, things should be taken seriously, and I think people should just learn to be respectful, you know? The amount of times that I've gotten comments just because I'm a woman is really funny. It's sad, yeah, but, you know, just how it is. Oh, did I not answer that question before? Here's the thing. Yeah, capture card. But also... Hi guys, let's make sure not to spam chat. if I miss a question, it's just how it is, and I'll probably answer it later on anyways. So don't worry about it. Yeah, people, here's the thing. If you speak on the internet, chances are someone's gonna yell at you. It's just how it is. I mean, I just like to keep things nice and chill, you know? Sometimes I talk about stuff that's kind of a bummer. Sometimes I talk about the tea. But at the end of the day, I'm shiny hunting, and that's all there really is to it. Yeah, that's the best way to put it, Ghost. Oh, absolutely. Twitter is just chaos. Is the postal service still down? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Here's the thing. I'm not gonna complain about it because even though, yeah, I've got some stuff in the mail, I've got Christmas presents for family and friends that aren't gonna arrive for Christmas, but here's the thing. Strikes happen for a reason, and I think it's sad seeing people angry at the workers for striking. Especially because in a lot of cases, it's like, you're part of a union, so you kind of have to. In some cases, you might not want to strike, but you kind of just have to because the union is striking. But there's a reason why they're striking. They're not paid well enough. Now, let's not talk too much about serious stuff like this, because I'll be real with you. Part of the reason why I deleted Twitter from my phone for a while was just because there's so much negativity, and I feel like I know it's important to talk about things like this, but I also have to remember to take care of my own mental health, and I feel like looking at so much negativity can have such a bad impact on your mental health. Like, I've had some really, really tough times as a result of that, and so even though I'm proud to be very educated, you know, I'm proud to have the education that I have, but I feel like sometimes too much knowledge is gonna hurt my brain. So we like to keep it lighthearted, you know? That's the one thing. And yeah, people will attack people for no reason. It happens all the time. I get that a lot. Like, you know what? No, I'm not gonna look at my comments that are under review. I'm not gonna do that. Not good for the brain. But anyways, we're gonna go until 1440 encounters because I'm already overtime there. And I should probably... I mean, it's pretty late for lunch, but I gotta have an actual lunch, you know? It's like I start stream, before stream it's too early for lunch, and then after stream it's a little late. You know, it is what it is. See, maybe a lot of people just don't know about Dad's cookies. Fun fact, actually it's kind of sad. Why am I talking about the sad stuff? Okay, well, it's not that deep. Okay. I'm having my internal monologue out loud. Don't mind me. But so the main cookies that Dad's cookies that brand has are just like these crunchy oatmeal chocolate chip cookies. But they used to have these like peanut butter chocolate cookie like ring shaped things, which were delicious, probably very unhealthy. But I loved them so much as a kid. And you know what? We gotta keep going. We gotta go to 1450 so I can keep talking about this. They discontinued them. They discontinued the one kind of cookie that I like from that brand. And I'm in shambles, but it's also probably better for my health. It is also very nice because it's going to be at 1450. Very nice, very lovely. Cookie would also be a fun name for a shiny. I don't think it would really fit any of the ones that I've got on my layout here. I don't think, but... Well, you know, I can see a Torterra named Cookie. If we get it right now, then... Yeah, sure. So, game? What are we thinking? No. That's fine. Oh yeah, I could probably find a recipe. I really want to get into doing more baking. It's just my place, I don't like my kitchen. So I find it difficult to cook stuff up here because I just don't like my kitchen. That's one of the things when I get my own place, I want to make sure that it has a pretty solid kitchen. At the very least, I want to have a dishwasher. That would be so nice, you know? Fortune cookies with dad jokes would be amazing. Also, fortune cookies are so good. Why are they so good? Like, there's something about them. Like, you can't have a bunch of them, you know? You can have, like, one. Or maybe two. But they taste immaculate. I remember when I was going to, when I went to New York City last year, I got to play the Indigo disc before it was out, which was amazing, by the way. The hotel that I stayed at, they were like, here are 2 fortune cookies. I'm just like, yes. Thank you. Like, I know, like, I don't even remember what the fortunes were, but it's one of those things where I would just have fortune cookies. Just like, I would just eat them, you know? Yeah, like, that's the greatest freebie that I've ever gotten from a hotel. Disney, step it up. I don't care about your, like, mid chocolate that you had. I don't even know if I'm pretty sure that... Okay. It's been a long time since I went to a Disney park. I'd like to go again. I hope that I can go to Disneyland while... Like, dude, Worlds 2025, the Pokemon World Championships are gonna be in Anaheim. So basically Disneyland. So it feels like a missed opportunity to not go to Disneyland while I'm there. So I probably will. At least I hope so. I know that it's expensive. I don't think they announce the dates until a lot closer to when it's actually happening, but usually it happens in August. See, that's crazy. I know that this exists, but it always baffles me when people are like, yeah, I went to Disney for a school trip. What do you mean? I got to... I got to go to Vancouver for a trip. So, I mean, that wasn't half bad. But Disneyland? What kind of funds? Like, what? I remember in my last year of high school, I was so upset because I couldn't go on my school band trip because it was in Cuba? Of all places? Why? And of course, like, the students had to pay for it. And that's expensive. So my parents were like, not only is that expensive, but also Cuba? So yeah, no, I did not go on that trip. I don't know why they went with that. Like, most years it's something really chill. Like, something relatively close by, like still in Canada, you know? They went with Cuba. And apparently the trip did not go very well. So I mean, I guess it's a good thing that I missed out, but man. Anyways, we're at 1450. No shiny today unless I get one offline later, but I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna have a nice late lunch, gonna consume the food, and I'm gonna take the weekend off, guys. So have an amazing weekend. I might stream next week, but who knows? I might be in the editing dungeon because there will hopefully be a video out on the 22nd. But yeah, thank you guys for being here. Have a wonderful weekend. I totally didn't stutter there, except I totally did. And stay hydrated. Yippee!